I want to bring in Congressman Peter Welch, a Democrat from Vermont and the Chief Deputy Whip of the House Democratic Caucus. Good to see you, Congressman. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know you were listening to Ted Cruz, who's about to go into a meeting with the president at the White House, and I just wanted to get your reaction, and I'll ask you the same question I just posed. Is there still a strong enough group of conservatives to shut down whatever progress seems like is being made on getting at least the debt ceiling done, if not reopening the government?
Well, Senator Cruz is unusual. I mean, he's somebody who, when he's in a deep ditch, he just decides the plan is keep digging, and that's what we heard. Second, on the Republicans, I think, are ready to work with the Democrats, and we're certainly ready to work with them. We've taken using the debt ceiling as a hostage off the table. Frankly, both parties should renounce that because the damage that can be done with that tactic is enormous. Second, we've agreed that the health care bill is the law of the land. That means we can focus on addressing some of the legitimate concerns that folks have raised and try to make it work. Third, the shutdown, we really do have to open up government. It should not be a negotiating tactic leverage when, in fact, what you're doing is inflicting an awful lot of pain on innocent for no productive
and yet,
reason.
Congressman, a lot of analysts would suggest that it's going to be very difficult to reopen the government without giving something to the Republicans. Is there any deal that you see could be made so it doesn't look like a total failure for them?
Sure. I mean, there could be some face-saving steps that we take. I mean, the bottom line is we have to... Well, you know what? That's going to have to be up to Mr. Boehner and the president. I mean, my view is that we should open up the government. We have agreed to their budget numbers, so there's been a huge concession. And if the Republicans focused on the fact that on the budget number itself, which is what a budget negotiation is ultimately about, they've actually won. Where they've lost is on the debt ceiling and using that as a tactic. And I think they're going to lose on shutdown and using that as a tactic. But if it can be smoothed over so that we can get to work, I mean, we've got to work with the Republicans, and they've got to work with us. So I think there's some face-saving ways that the negotiators are going to be able to come up with that'll be acceptable.
We've talked about how strongly the Republicans have taken a hit in our new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll, unprecedented kinds of numbers. But there is plenty of blame to go around. 78% of people think this country is on the wrong track. 60% think all members of Congress should be replaced. And the shutdown is really having an impact on people. Everybody talking about this picture of the little boy in the bear costume, and he wants to go into the zoo, and it's closed down. I mean, you have to have no heart not for that picture to touch you. So what do you say to your constituents, and do you think that the Democrats are going to come out of this unscathed? Because the polls might indicate they won't.
See, we're all losers on this. When the institution is so dysfunctional that people throw their hands up and actually lose faith that this institution that is here to serve them is not functioning to help them, then it really destroys or weakens the credibility that we need to make some tough decisions. So there's no winners here, but there is a common sense perspective that I think is reflected in that poll. People know we have to pay our bills, and neither party should be threatening our full faith and credit. And they know it's not fair to inflict harm on innocent people with government shutdowns. Folks trying to get mortgages may default when they were going to get a refinance, but the government agency is closed down. The security folks who work for us and keep the doors open, they're not getting paid. I mean, how do we justify that? So justify that. Republican, Democrat, Independent, they just are fed up with those kind of tactics, and I hope that's a lesson for all of us here, that our job is to try to make a progress on the problems.
Congressman Peter Welch, always good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.